they worked a lot, and they gave a great amount of energy during this game. So after that, you have 24, 48 hours to recover, and we have to accept that. And I'm sure they will be ready for the next future.
It is all about, we say this all the time, anytime either one of our teams loses a game, you lose matches, that's just something that happens. It's how you respond.
Yeah, and Friday I think's huge. Are you looking at the top end of the table or what's coming behind you rather than I think Friday, if you go and win on Friday, you're still looking at that top two, and things can change massively if the results go your way on Saturday. You get beat, you're suddenly looking over your shoulder if Coventry win. So I think Friday's absolutely massive in terms of what could happen leading towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
See that, as Barnsley said, I think the Leeds game, it's one of them. Yeah, we probably should have got something out of it. The biggest disappointment was Hull, but over the course of a season that happens. You have a massive play, a massive game on a Monday night, Saturday, early kick-off. It can be a bit after the Lord Mayor's show sort of thing, and I think that's what it was. But if that carries on to Friday, then you suddenly start to look a bit deeper. But yeah, let's hope they can go out on Friday night. It's in night games, they tend to be higher tempo, the atmosphere is better, so there should be no sort of worries about being up for it. So yeah, hopefully Friday is the one that just gets everybody thinking positively again.
Indeed. Some little tidbits.
Yeah, well, there's some good news in terms of the squad. The club have posted pictures today of Tommy Watson back in training with the first team squad. We knew he was going to be back on the grass this week. Perhaps a suggestion that the pictures have been put up that he'll be on the bench at the very least on Friday night, back up to Remain Mundle, which is very welcome. Jefferson Bennett.
Who?
Yes, exactly. Well, it looks as though he could be moving to the Ukrainian Premier League to a club called LNZ Cherkasy. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but this is according to the Costa Rican journalist Kevin Jimenez, who's very close to Jefferson Bennett, very close to Costa Rican football. We've heard from him in the past. He has said that they're negotiating on this move. It will be a permanent move and not a loan deal, because of course a loan deal to Charlton fell through right at the end of the transfer window. The Ukrainian transfer window doesn't close until March the 11th, so they've still got time to sort something out. But he's fallen down a hole here, isn't he? He's just not getting football. He's not he's not in Regis Labris's first team plans. He's wasted in the under-21s, the age that he is now, and the talent that he's got. So it looks like all round they decided it's best that he moves on.
That just feels like an odd one. I mean, he played at a World Cup, clearly has got a lot about him, but perhaps just hasn't settled. It might be as simple as that.
I mean, he had a reasonable start, didn't he? Come in when he first come in, he had a reasonable start, didn't you? Thinking, wow, there's something there. But yeah, then I mean that's the other side with young kids. You're signing young lads, and you never know. Once they get a few more quid in the pocket, they're away from home. You never know which way they're going to go, and that's what you're never going to get them all right.
I mean, it's extraordinary, really, in terms of the cultural shift that Jefferson Bennett has had, coming from Costa Rica to play at Sunderland and now Ukraine. I mean, you wonder
what's going on.
He'll no doubt get the bus timetable and work out where over there, but see if he can translate it. But I mean, it's for a young person. That is an extraordinary shift in.
I think a lot of the South Americans they do obviously want to come to Europe and play football here, but you just never know how they're going to settle. It is a totally different way of life. But he must have reasonably enjoyed it, I think, if he hasn't gone back to South America on a loan, so he's still willing to give it a go.
Indeed. A couple of other bits and pieces.
Yeah, Louis Barry, you remember, limped off at the weekend for Hull City. He's the youngster, he's in his early 20s now, on loan from Aston Villa at Hull. A lot of teams were after him in January. He's having a very, very good start to this season with Stockport County. But that knee injury at the weekend there's some speculation he might be out for the whole of the season now. It's a knee cartilage injury, but he's obviously going to be out for a little while, Louis Barry, as a result of that. The former Sunderland midfielder, we hinted at this last night, it's been confirmed, Dean Whitehead has joined Blackburn Rovers as assistant head coach. So he's back in football at Ewood Park. And Sunderland's under-21s, they're going to travel to Burnley in the last 16 of the Premier League Cup. They're going to face them at Victory Park Stadium next Friday night at 7 o'clock, not this week, Friday the 7th of March. They finished second in Group D. and victory against Burnley will see Sunderland go one stage further than last season to reach the quarter-finals.
Victory Park Stadium, the home ground of which National League North club?
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
I mean, obviously it's near Burnley.
Ooh, I was going to say
National
Files,
League.
but it's not.
It's not
Chorley?
Chorley. Chorley is the correct answer. Victory Park Stadium. Nick Barnes, thank you very much indeed. You're going to talk to Regis Labrise tomorrow.
Mel Ray and Regis
And
Labrise
Mel
tomorrow.
Ray. We will hear from them both between now and the weekend. Thank you very much indeed, Nick Barnes, our Sunderland commentator. You can have a chat with Martin Smith. The only way that you will get to do that, though, is by doing this.